Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we are in Red Solstice 2 Survivors. A lot of people saying it's like the next coming of XCOM. The only major difference really being that there is real-time battles instead of actually taking your time and doing step-by-step turn-based style battles that XCOM has. But a lot of the tropes in this game are actually more towards the XCOM style of play, especially in the campaign when you've got all the ships flying around and you're going to be going from part to part to make sure the infection doesn't spread. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I just want to thank Cyrus over at 505 Games for giving me the key for this game. Now, I'm not being paid for this first impression. He was just very nice enough to give me a key. I've been playing quite a few hours in this game with a few of the guys over on a Discord. If you want to come over to the Discord, there's many channels, there's many different games you guys can talk about. You can group up with people, etc. I got a shiny ass forehead today because I'm sweating like mad. It's 10 o'clock at night and it's 29 degrees Celsius. That's Celsius, not Fahrenheit. I'm not in the UK right now, I'm in Spain where I'm dying. So let's get into what this game's actually about. So I can show you about the different aspects of the game, show you what's actually in the game. We got the skirmish mode, we got our campaign mode. Now the skirmish mode and campaign do kind of intertwine with each other, but there are definitely different skills, etc. And there's a different leveling curve for both of them. So we're going to check out where we are in the campaign at the moment. Let's just load last in here. And as you can see, we have this map going on where there's a lot of infestation stuff going on. You have different areas where we have to go and search for supplies, and it takes time to go over those things. Like for instance, if I just, have we got any major things going on? Doesn't look like it. We'll head over to this camp supplies over here, and it's telling me to travel to a mission over here, 7 hours, infestation growth. So you can see when you actually get these missions coming up, they got the red skulls up here. It's very, very, very XCOM-like. I'm not saying that they're ripping it off. Like, I don't want to point any fingers. Even though the original sort of Red Solstice came out in 2014, the first one, and the first XCOM came out in 2012. They have very similar aspects to them, both of them. The only difference being, as I said earlier, one is real-time strategy and the other one is turn-based strategy. So we're going to go over to travel to this mission because the camp supplies, etc. just give you a little bit of extra something. So on the left-hand side, you've got different mission settings over here, and you have what the enemy is. We've got it on normal difficulty. We can't change that at the moment. There is a little bit of a problem when you're doing the co-op. So when you are doing the co-op, you have to do it in normal mode, but it is going to be fixed pretty damn soon. They are working on it. So you got the secondary missions, which sort of like, as you could tell, they're side quests that pop up while you're actually playing in the storyline mission itself. So you can have this to few, so not many will pop up. You can have it to normal, or you can have many secondary missions that pop up over time. You get more XP, you get more nom-noms for completing those actual missions. Now you have air support, but this requires technology. Again, another thing that's quite like XCOM 2, where you have to research certain things to unlock them, and you'll see there's so many actual similarities between this and XCOM. So if you have played XCOM before, this is definitely a game you could jump straight into. The real-time strategy part of it is a lot of fun. So we'll set it to immediate horde arrival. So immediate is when they'll just all come out straight away at you. They come in waves, quick, and it's going to be like they're going to come in sections during a wave. There's going to be early, where you'll have even less. Standard, which is basically they're going to be coming in really slowly from the wave, and the next wave won't come to a lot longer. It does require different technologies for this. You got your artillery support, which is another option in the game to do like drop ships, so you can jump in a drop ship and get flown to another part of the map, or you can get automated defenses and artillery support where you can actually fire down artillery strikes on an area. And you have your logistics, so you can have suit power overcharges, nanite ammunition, medical supplies, etc., explosive turrets to start off with in the beginning. But this all raises the deployment cost. The easier you make it, the more deployment cost you have. And you get a certain amount of deployment every week, and that'll refill. Again, quite like actually getting your funds in XCOM 2. Let's just go inside and have a look at the soldiers' loadout. So you do have your own NPCs here, and you have your main character. So you have Jean, which is my marksman. We have Ronald, who is my recon. Jean the marksman, Lucas the medic, and myself. I play as a medic, especially when I'm playing with the other guys on the co-op. It is good to have some sort of support in there. You have some pretty decent attacks and stuff. Like you get this actual, you get things like different kinds of grenades. You get an ice grenade, nitrogen grenade, which actually freezes foes in a certain area. And then you get like poison cloud grenades, which do massive amounts of damage. And you've obviously got your group heals and your resurrects, etc., your revives. Now you can change the skills of your soldiers while you're actually leveling them up, and it gives you get a choice between the two different ones. Again, very much like XCOM. So our recon guy has this thing called reconnaissance, where he'll go around and he'll start picking up ammunition and bringing them to you every so often. And then you'll have like secondary levels of reconnaissance. The more reconnaissance you have, the more he drags in for you, so you get your ammunition and stuff. which is something that does run out quite a lot. So we have our loadout set up, we have our heals, and we have our stimulants, which we don't really need right now, and we have the nitrogen grenade. It's just in there because I haven't done a lot of research on the actual campaign. I've been playing a lot of the campaign with my friends, so actually they're actually going further in their campaign, whereas I'm just and then I get points to put in skills, and you get way more skills than the actual thing. But let's just go into the map and we'll start this up real quick. So when you get inside, it will give you what you need to do. Now, things come straight away. You can see at the top here in this bar, this means that they're going to be coming very soon. Now, you can move them up around with your WASD. That's not a problem. If you press spacebar again, it will centrally lock on you yourself. Now, you want to be going around. You want to be opening up boxes, going into buildings. We need to get from here over to the gather intel. So let's head up over this way and see if we can't get some boxes in the middle of this area over here. We are on wave 2, so there will be quite a few people coming over. You'll press E and it will be your overwatch. So your overwatch is anyone that comes into this circle. The circle denotes the range of the weapon you are using. Some weapons have much higher ranges and less ammunition. We're currently, I believe I'm using the SCAR or the SMG, one of the two. We're going to be leveling up our heals straight away. Let's get 3 points into that. So as you're playing each thing, it kind of has a mechanic like you would have in League of Legends, where you'll up your abilities and get certain items and stuff to make yourself better, and then it resets every time you go into a new mission. Now you can see in the background we've got those alien boys coming up to us, and you'll see once they get into range, yes, I'm using the SCAR, one-shotting a lot of these lower level guys. So you'll see that there's like the arrow that's pointing you in a direction, so you don't have to open the map all the time. It depends on the specific destination you're going into. Started to lose my voice there. Let's head in and start murdering these guys around here. We shouldn't get too many big boys on this area. Now there are certain doors. You have the standard doors, then you have the actual... Oh, there's a naughty boy there. That'll give us some nom-noms. It'll give us some extra energy, so we have more energy during the actual battle. Picked up proximity mine, so you get different items and different kinds of things from here, and it goes into your inventory down in the bottom left over here. Right, let's get over and get to the objective. Let's upgrade our ranged heal. I always play healers in all games. Like, it's just something that I really enjoy doing. Not many people like to play those healer type characters, and I like playing some support, so I'm not that guy that just wants to do big DPS numbers. So when you're actually in the map, there'll be power relays and stuff like this that will come up that you just turn on, and you'll be able to open doors and that sort of thing, so you don't have to. But there's one of our secondary missions that's just come up, a supply cache, and you'll see the supply cache there. Basically, it just drops a box on the ground that you can open up to 10 times. Oh, we got a naughty big boy over here. Kick down this door. Let's use some explosives. There actually is 2 of them there. They're going to be opening up. Oh, and my guys just got absolutely obliterated. Right, let's actually just start moving slightly back because we've got a lot of big boys here. We can't open this door, so we're tucked into a corner. Ronald is getting melted by... Oh, they're the Terminator zombie marine guys. He's down. We've got 30 seconds on the little big hill, so we don't have anything right now. Let's see if we can get another heal off. Like, they upped the difficulty massive amounts compared to what we had before. Got a big hill. This is why I have double medic, because they have upped the difficulty quite significantly. Because this is only at the beginning of the campaign, and they're already chucking these bad boys at you that can do a lot of damage. So I have double up on the actual. Right, inside the bunker, let's go do the auto targeting. When the game first started out, we found it really easy to do everything, and it was kind of annoying, but then they upped the difficulty. Now it's the opposite. It's ridiculously hard to do anything, especially when you get too many waves at once. And the thing that's actually quite funny, wait, there's the artillery target, and we picked that up. Good times. There's different objectives on different maps. Sometimes you'll be picking up artillery stuff, other times you'll be picking up Stroll Horde has entered the bunker. You'll have a blast through unless you want to previous defenders. My guys are doing some nasty deeps. They got a lot longer range because they're using just standard guards. I think one of them's actually using a shotgun, if I remember rightly. A breach shotgun. Right, so the completed evacuation. Once you get to the evacuation area, all the horde will come in towards you, and you have to hold the line for 1 minute. Now, we could go and do these extra supply caches, and we'll get some more levels in the rank that we are in. We do need to suppress 2 enemies to get up to the next rank, and then we're sorted. So with the rank down here, you'll actually get higher ranks in certain things, and you'll be able to do for just furthering your class and having different color unlocks, so you can change the colors of your armor. And you can see over here we have some naughty boys, some bigger boys coming in. We got the fat zombies. Oh god, Gene, no. And these guys have a lot of armor, so they require a lot of damage. If we had some more explosive, we don't have any heavy guys or artillery guys yet. We haven't unlocked them. It's part of the actual game later on. So we can carry on fighting. We can get some more XP down here. But as I was saying, these guys actually, when you rank up, you have to finish certain objectives. Now, if you normally run around as a medic like me, sometimes you won't be able to do some of those missions, so you'd have to go into a soldier and start lobbing a few grenades at people. So you can damage some armor with grenades. So you can't always run the same class because it won't always have damage. It's mainly only for the medic itself. Now there are 16 waves on a map. We're only on wave 4 right now, but we can just come outside so I can show you the other side of the game and we'll have a look at the options within the actual main campaign. It has your sort of stats, how many things you killed, how many standard mags you use, your accuracy, 97.191%. It's pretty automatic, so it's kind of a fluff stat. So we'll return to the HQ and we picked up 182 supplies for completing that one. So let's go and have a look. We got low deployment. So let's have a look at our facilities. We have research, which obviously gives you unlocks for certain things. New engineering, capturing, trap. So it's the same as XCOM when it comes to the biocontainment stuff. You actually build a facility, then you capture the bad guys, and you do research on the bad guys, and then you'll be able to do more damage to them, etc. You'll get different ability bonuses for actually doing them. So it is kind of worth your time, especially if you're going to be going into other people's games and doing skirmishes with other people. You're going to have a really overpowered character. You have things like advanced subsystems, which give you the reconnaissance research, which allows you to upgrade reconnaissance and get skills in other classes for your recon. You got heavy weapons like machine guns and miniguns. You got your heavy ordnance, which are grenade launchers, your missile swarms, and your frostbite, which is a frost heavy weapon, your secondary weapon. Then you have your engineering. You can actually build these and take them with you. Again, much like XCOM. And it's not a bad thing that it's so similar to XCOM because XCOM is an absolutely beautiful game. I love that game. It's one of my favorite strategy games of all time, especially with the real-time element to it. It's actually a lot more, it can be a lot more fun, especially because it can be balls to the wall sometimes. We have serious waves of enemies coming in and they keep coming and they keep coming and they keep coming. Sometimes it is absolutely mental and I'm screaming at the bloody screen or screaming in comms that I need help over this direction because I've got 50 dudes all coming at me at once and our guys are off looting in different directions. It can be a bit mental, but it is a lot of fun. Now you do have upgrades for your buildings, your HQ land ship, so you can get mobile labs, which give you less supplies that are used for research. Then you've got the engineering projects, increase the speed of them, which the engineering projects are building your items to bring out with you when you start off in the actual thing. You've got recon squad, increases intel generation. Basically, you just get more information when you're going into a mission, so you'll be able to know what's there, and your difficulty will actually be lowered the more intel you have on a mission itself and an area itself. You have energy pods, starting energy point on each deployment by 1, and you've got advanced med bay, which consumes your specialists, which are collected, which again, another mechanic in XCOM. Again, not a bad thing. Now let's have a look at the actual skills so far. So when you're in the campaign mode, you actually have to research your different skills so you don't have everything unlocked straight away. You start off with combat suit, squad implants, and bestiary. The bestiary is when you capture and research those bad guys, and it gives you damage 1% for the desecrators. You'll get energy 1 for capturing 10 of those. You'll get 5 health for capturing 10 fiends. And it just sort of upgrades as you go along. More health, you get damage percentages. So capturing these guys are actually pretty good for your min-maxing skills if you guys out there want to get the most powerful character possible. You have your overall stats. I've killed 3,581 things. High value kills 102. Atrocity kills 37. Atrocity is a high level mobs. They're bad boys. You've got the atrocity bosses. Then you've got behemoths, creepers, desecrators, and it has all these different kinds of things here. We got 1,382 zombie kills, worm kills. All of these guys have different mechanics. There'll be guys that sit in doorways that shoot, they kind of shoot this little spear at you and drag you onto the floor. You got the dogs that hold you in place while the swarm comes at you, and they're invisible. You can't target them until they get on top of you, or you can just you can see them coming at you and you just throw a grenade at them or whatever. Then you have if you want to read into what is, there's a lot of stuff in here, and they actually have a lot of information for each of the different kinds of things that you're actually fighting. Desecrator leaders, fiends, that's the dogs. You got snatchers. These are the guys that come in and they just jump all over you. Zombies, fat zombies, zombie marines. There is a guy in here called Thanatos. You got tentacles. There's a lot of guys that I haven't seen so far. There's going to be a lot more that I need to unlock during the game. Blood fiends, boss atrocities. I haven't fought a boss yet. I happen to be doing something at the time that the guys actually got in to fight a boss. Shows all the buffs and it shows you interactables, so you can actually get more information on what these things look like and what you should be looking out for, what the biomass does. The biomass is basically infection spreading through a map. So the more the infection spread, the more hordes come in and screw up your day. basically. So now we've done that. We'll save that because we did that mission. Let's save now. Then we'll go back to the main menu and I'll show you a little bit of the skirmish. Now in the skirmish, I have much more skills and you have much more stuff unlocked because you don't need to research these things. So if you go into the medic components, which I actually am, I have a lot more skills in the medical trees, and this sort of going into this and having a look at all of the different rows, you can kind of see what you'll need to research in the campaign to get the character that you want. You've got the marksman, which has long distance sniper rifles. They do a lot of damage and they have a ability that shoots in a straight line that kills everything in a straight line. You have the heavy components, which are your miniguns and your light machine guns. You get like battle drones, etc. You got the demolitions component, which is the demolitions guy. Obviously there's different classes that you can actually go into depending on what weapon choices you have. I'll show you in a second what that means. You have the assault components, which is your standard guy. It's basically just your jack of all trades. Your combat suit is your health, how much damage you can mitigate, the sight radius, how far away you can see outside the fog of war, movement speed, damage systems, etc. You have the upgrade components. These are put onto your actual builds when you're figuring out what your character is going to be built as. I'll show you that in 1 second because in the skirmish we can see a lot more stuff over there. Now here we have the weapons. Now you'll see along the weapons you'll go to a certain point, then you'll unlock an actual specialization, a class if you will. So breach shotgun, thunder, Cerberus, grenade launcher, then you go to demolitions, then you get rocket launcher. That is a class you unlock. The salamander, frostbite, HPR Viking. These guys are your secondary weapons. You'll get very limited amount of ammo in those. I like to use the actual flamethrower. It's one of my favorite ones. So I didn't go any further into that tree. Now we have the submachine gun, the SCAR, the ASV, and it goes into recon. That guy can actually go around and move around the map quicker, collecting any components and stuff that you actually need. Then if you go the actual sniper route, you'll have the marksman. Then you'll have the heavy down in the light machine gun, minigun, autocon, and vindicator route. Now you do have the squad implants. This is better for the campaign when you're playing solo. So you can up the health and the damage of your squad members, get their critical strike up, their squad damage up by 5%, resilience up by 10%, so they survive a lot more. So we're going to my saved loadout that I currently use for my skirmishes. And you'll have a list of stuff on here. You'll have a certain amount of slots that you can fill in, and each skill or actual system or upgrade has a certain amount of slots. Most upgrades are 1 point. You'll have the resilience one, which ups your actual resistances, and that requires 2. Cleanse debuffs, adaptive systems, which grants you a barricade buff when you increasing your movement speed inside buildings. Cleanse debuffs, armor overloads. Got your melee strikes, your field treatments, your revive modules. Now everyone can have these. Then you have your modules where you can have a maximum of 4 modules per loadout. Now currently, obviously on my medic, I'm using the disabler, which does amount of damage and reduces monster damage in the area against yourself. It's good as a survival tactic for yourself. You do damage on yourself. So if you see a horde coming in, just get it on the edge of you and you can grab as many as possible. Now we have our chemical bomb, which does massive amounts of damage. It doesn't do too much damage to your group mates, but when the hordes actually run into it, it does a lot of dot damage. It's very nice. And each of these are fence to fence. They'll have different things that you can put in there, different upgrades. So power core, revive drone. You go into support, you'll have a lot more stuff down here. So you can actually upgrade the amount of ammo you can carry, because you will use a lot of ammo. And you can only have a limited amount of clips. So having these primary capacity give you like 10 more clips than you can actually normally carry. And a secondary extender allows me to upgrade the points to be able to fit the flamethrower on there. Now my guy on the actual skirmish uses the SMG, but we could go in ahead and use the SCAR. I like using the SMG because it allows me to run faster around the field, especially when I'm playing with the other guys. They go a bit mental and off in different directions. So I like to be able to catch up with them quickly so I can throw the heels down. So when you're in a skirmish, you can browse servers and there'll be different amounts of people that are actually playing together. Or you can just do the normal way and just like go into shift tab, find your friends you want to play with, right click and join game. And they'll be hosting it. They'll either be doing a skirmish as well, or they'll be doing their own campaign. You can help them out with that. It's a very nice co-op aspect to it. It's getting a lot better. On the first day, there was a lot of issues, but it now seems to be pretty fixed. We haven't had many issues going on recently, so it's been quite nice. And that's basically what I have so far on Red Solstice 2 Survivors. If you'd like me to do a couple more guides on the game, some more specifics, working out certain mechanics, how to do certain side quests, how to do all that sort of thing, I can do actual videos on this game. This is on Steam right now, and it's on sale, so if you want to go and grab it, I will leave a link, the Steam link, in the description. I know I normally do mobile games on the channel, but I was given a key for this, and I do play a lot of PC games, but PC games is kind of like my love in the corner, my mistress. And I like to play the PC games myself, where I'm just like not having to worry about making content for them. But if something you guys want to see, then please let me know down below. Make sure to like and sub if you haven't already. There'll be a lot more reviews and stuff of games, and if people were actually wanting to see more guides on games, yeah, let me know in the comments, and I'll do further videos on games that I do review. Otherwise, I'll just do the first impressions review, and if I enjoy the game and I'm actually playing the game, then I'll do some more guides and make some more content for those games. Thank you for watching, fly safe, and avoid local chat scams. I want to say a huge thank you to all my patrons. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to continue doing what I'm doing. If you'd like to find out how to become a patron and how to get early access to my content, please look down in the description. Fly safe, and avoid local chat scams.